Hello, lovely viewers, and welcome to today's episode of Glitz Sports Expressions, where we bring you nothing but the best. Well, like we said, we'll be bringing you updates on the FIFA Club World Cup and other sporting activities in the world of sports. Well, today we are bringing you the closure of the FIFA Club World Cup updates and everything that went around it. Well, PSG were favorites and other players tipped to win the most valuable players or the most superior players of the tournament and other things, or managers, players, transfers that has gone in between these tournaments and everything. But before we get into that, kindly support us by subscribing to our channel. Just hit the notification button, like, share, comment, so others would get our updates. Well, remember, we are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and on X at Glitz Express. You can get detailed news on our website, www.glitzsportsexpress.com. So remember, when the FIFA Club World Cup started, many people started to tip PSG. Well, remember, PSG did something fantastic in the UEFA Champions League. Well, the final beating Inter Milan by 5 goals to 0. They came into the FIFA Club World Cup as favorites. Well, they were trashing people 4-0, 5-0, and many people were like, yeah, PSG is going to win the FIFA Club World Cup. Well, I asked this question. Why were people thinking it's just PSG coming in as European champions? Well, remember, Chelsea beat Real Betis in the UEFA Conference League. Well, they were European champions on their own. Chelsea, like Real Madrid, have been one of those quiet teams who get into any final with a target to win. This was the mistake PSG and Luis Enrique made. Well, let's put that aside and touch on some petty issues that happened during the FIFA Club World Cup, or we are running up. So Jamal Musiala, remember, got a devastating injury when he had a clash with Donnarumma. Well, he has spoken to that. We gave the update in our previous video. Well, he said that nobody should blame Donnarumma. Well, Donnarumma was heartbroken when the incident happened. Well, Manuel Neuer and other players, well, they bashed Donnarumma for not holding back. Well, that one is gone. But the fresh incidents after the FIFA Club World Cup is Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique knows how to win, but he definitely doesn't know how to take a loss. Chelsea beats PSG by 3 goals to 0 in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup. But while celebrations were going on, many could see Luis Enrique rage at João Pedro, Chelsea's new signing. Well, he had his neck wrapped around his neck, pushed him, or many people are saying it was a punch, but I'll just say he just flipped and João Pedro was on the ground. Well, these were unnecessary things that should happen after football. Remember, PSG were on the verge of becoming the first ever club to win 7 trophies in a season. Chelsea has changed that narrative. Now, they are already on 5. The FIFA Club World Cup would have made it 6. And then their pending Super Cup against Tottenham on the 13th of August would have been the 7th title. Now that Chelsea has broken that jinx, do you think Tottenham is going to follow suit? Well, we wait for 13th to see. It's not just about Chelsea winning the FIFA Club World Cup. Well, Donald Trump, the United States president, was the one to hand out their trophies. Cole Palmer, like they say, Cold Palmer, won the player of the tournament. Well, on the night where they trashed PSG, Cole Palmer netted a brace for Chelsea, while João Pedro added a 3rd goal. Well, the signee that has made name for himself, he has made a name for himself in the FIFA Club World Cup, is João Pedro from Brighton. Chelsea has made signings. Well, they brought on Liam Delap. Well, he scored a goal. And then João Pedro came in. Many people didn't see João Pedro as that player who was going to bring that heat, but trust me, João Pedro came and he's been playing for Chelsea within these few days like he's been there for years. His goal against PSG was just a topper. The composure, the finish was just outstanding. Well, aside that, Raul Garcia, they had a little brawl. I wouldn't say it's a brawl, but it's one of the things in football. Well, Cucurella went into the player without the ball, but the only mistake he did was to pull his hair. Well, he was given a yellow card initially, but later the referee consulted VAR, only to come back to say it was a violent action, only to change his decision to give him a red card. Chelsea is still planning many other signings. Well, remember they've signed Gittins, they are still making waves to sign other players. Anybody who is watching this video would agree that Chelsea wanted to let go of Robert Sanchez, their goalkeeper, because they think he wasn't good enough for the team. Well, I'm saying this on authority. If it wasn't for Robert Sanchez, Chelsea wouldn't be winning this FIFA Club World Cup title. It wasn't in their grasp if it wasn't for Robert Sanchez. He was phenomenal on the night. No mistakes made. People say that's his job, but yes, it's the same job that Onana is doing. It's the same job Manuel Neuer is doing. But Sanchez was the man of the match to me. Well, he won the overall goalkeeper of the tournament, well deserved. Now the only problem is Dembele's chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. Well, if he had won the FIFA Club World Cup, he'd probably boost his chances. But now he's got the FIFA Club World Cup or the UEFA Super Cup to prove another point. We push that aside and we go into tennis. Remember at the Roland Garros, Carlos Alcaraz beat Jannik Sinner at the final. Well, their rivalry isn't that fierce like the Rafael Nadals and the Djokovic and the Roger Federer, but there is this same rivalry between these two people. They qualified same to the Wimbledon finals, Alcaraz versus Sinner. The funny thing about tennis is you can never predict it. Alcaraz won the first set by 6-4. Only for Jannik Sinner to come back in the next 3 sets to beat Alcaraz by 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. It was a cup and a plate in their first final, and this time it changed. Jannik had the cup, whilst Alcaraz had the plate. This is just some of the sports going around. Also, Daniel Dubious will be fighting Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship. Well, many people have said that Dubious is like the next generation, but this is somebody who was beating, should I say, every heavyweight that has made waves across the world. He beat Tyson Fury twice, beat Anthony Joshua, and he's been up there since. The low blow controversy that helped him win against Dubious, like they say, isn't something that many people saw as a controversy. Well, if it's a low blow, it's a low blow. If it's not, then fine. Now, Dubious has the chance to go head-to-head against Usyk to prove himself. Stevenson Shakur has spoken. He says he's the real dog in boxing. Well, he's ready to take on anybody, as he's not going to run, he's going to stand and fight. Whether or not he's going to be like the Usyks who move into you, it's another thing. In September, Canelo Alvarez will also be fighting, but Terence Crawford. Well, that's going to be another P4P fight that many people would want to watch. Whether or not it's going to be what they want, whether it's not going to be, it's another thing. we go back to Chelsea and remember, Nicholas Jackson has been fighting for his position. Well, he's not just fighting for the number 9 position, well, he was fighting for his club. I just said that PSG manager Luis Enrique attacked João Pedro. Well, if it wasn't for the 2 Enzos in Chelsea, the damage that Jackson would have done to Luis Enrique would have probably banned him from football. It took Enzo Maresca and Enzo Fernandez to hold him back. Well, this is how much love Nicholas Jackson has for the club. Well, there's a price tag on his head though. Well, Chelsea is asking for a price tag of £100 million before they release Nicholas Jackson. Well, do you think Chelsea should keep him? Do you think Chelsea should make way with him now that they have João Pedro and Liam Delap? Well, it's up to you to share your comments down there, and we are going to discuss this in our next video. Well, before we head out, I'd kindly remind you, just help us, support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our various social media handles and help us to grow. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and on X, we are Glitz Express. Well, on our website, it's www.glitzsportsexpress.com. Well, I'm out, and I'll see you in our next video.